So much for staying with us. Now let's begin with some developments in the polity. Prince Harry and Duchess Meghan are in Nigeria to champion the Invictus Games, which the Duke founded in 2014 as a sports recovery program for wounded military personnel. This report by Siphoness said captures day one of their visit to Abuja.
Their first visit to Nigeria can pass for a mini royal visit. Prince Harry and Duchess Meghan arrived in Abuja after a delayed flight from London's Heathrow Airport. Starting their three-day tour of the country to champion the Invictus Games, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex were given a warm welcome at the school. The event is a mental health summit for teenagers.
In some places around the world, in more than you would believe, there is a stigma when it comes to mental health. Too many people don't want to talk about it because it's invisible. It's something in our mind that we can't see. It's not like a broken leg, it's not like a broken wrist. It's something that we are still relatively unsure of. But guess what? Every single person in this room, the youngest, the oldest, every single person has mental health. So therefore, you have to look after yourself to be able to look after other people, and other people have to be able to look after themselves to look after you.
The next stop for the Royals is the Defense Headquarters, where the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, is supporting the establishment of an Invictus Games Center in Abuja. Prince Harry and Duchess Meghan held a brief private meeting with the defense chief. We understand that this visit would ultimately lead to the establishment of an Invictus sports center in Abuja that will be facilitated by the Chief of Defense Staff. The Royals ended their visit to the defense headquarters and headed for Kaduna. On Saturday, the couple is scheduled to attend a training session for Nigeria Unconquered, an organization that works with the Invictus Games. Later, they will be part of a reception hosted by the Chief of Defense Staff honoring military families. Siphoness, TVC News, Abuja.
We're staying with the visit of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex to Nigeria, as Prince Harry was in Kaduna to visit Nigerian troops who were wounded across various theaters of operations, currently receiving treatment at the 44 Nigerian Army Reference Hospital. He was warmly welcomed at the Kashim Ibrahim House, the administrative hub of Kaduna State. During his discussion with Governor Ubasani, he acknowledged the report from the Chief of Defense Staff indicating that the Invictus Games brought joy to injured troops from Nigeria. He said participating in this game had a positive impact on the morale of wounded troops, restoring smiles to their faces. He emphasized the role of sport in their rehabilitation and the support their families received. Governor Ubasani expressed gratitude for Prince Harry's visit, recognizing it as a testament to his dedication to speedy recovery, aiding rehabilitation and honoring courageous troops.
Thank you once again for coming to encourage our veterans, our soldiers wounded and in action, and families of our soldiers killed in action. We are grateful for your work towards creating a hub dedicated to the welfare of personnel of our armed forces. Your visit is evidence of your commitment to inspiring recovery, supporting rehabilitation, and broadening respect of our brave troops.
I feel your words of encouragement and of support. Thank you, and thank you for everything that you do, your service to this community. The focus of this trip up here is obviously the wounded, injured and sick men and women who serve the Nigerian forces to keep people safe. And having founded the Invictus Games over 10 years ago, Nigeria was the first African nation to join last year in Germany with 10 fantastic human beings. And as we had a conversation with the Chief of Defense Staff a few hours earlier, he acknowledged the smiles on their faces and the fact that opportunity, that moment, being part of the Invictus community, put a smile back on their face.
It is a moral booster especially to our troops. It has shown that despite the fact that they have fought for their country and they have lost some aspects of their body or they sustain injury, does not mean they are written up. It shows that they are well catered for, well taken care of, and there is a concern, about their well-being. For somebody at that level to come and check about their well-being, I think it's a big thing.
Federal High Court Abuja on Friday granted the application by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission for the former governor of Kogi State, Yahaya Bello, to appear in court for his trial. Justice Emeka Nwete, in a ruling, held that the former governor ought to show respect to the court by appearing before it before making any application. Helen Osamide Akins reports.
The reason given by counsel to Mr. Bello for his absence in court is that the former governor is not afraid of arraignment, but safety of his life in the hands of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission in Abuja. He said that the life of his clients has been under consistent threat in Abuja, hence his decision to go on the ground for safety. The agreement to submit to court trial was informed by the remarks of Justice Nwete that EFCC as a law-abiding body would not do anything against provisions of the law. The judge noted that Mr. Bello was not the first former governor to be mail invited by the anti-graft agency and would not be the last. He advised the senior lawyer to prevail on his clients to respect the law and order of court as a law-abiding person. Mr. Bello's lawyer, in response to the admonition, thanked the judge for the hints, adding that with the assurance that EFCC would not do anything until the former governor would be brought to the courts. The lawyer requested for 4 weeks to bring his clients before the courts. Mr. Bello would, however, come to the court instead of the EFCC to take his plea in the charges. Based on the undertaking and no opposition from the EFCC counsel Rotimi Oyedepo, Justice Nwete fixed June 13th for Bello to appear in court for his plea to be taken.
The judge says Yaya's Bello staying away amounts to utter disregard to the sanity of the courts and attempt to frustrate a criminal trial. Helen Osamide Akins, TVC News, Abuja.
Let's take a short break, and when we return, it's the time to speak with Comrade Akinlade Frank Abayomi, State Coordinator, Movement for Better Governance in Ondo State, and Nelson Ekunjimi, rights activist and political affairs analyst. Tonight, our focus is on the primary elections, the hurdles before governorship standard bearers. Please stay with us. Welcome back, everyone. The stage is now set for the November 16, 2024 governorship poll in Ondo State as the primary elections have ended, with two former deputies to the late governor, Rotimi Akeredolu, and others emerging candidates. Yes, Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa emerged as the APC governorship candidate in a primary election held on Monday, April 22nd, 2024, with 48,569 votes. The outcome of that primary election has continued to generate reactions from other aspirants. As we speak, Senator Jimo Ibrahim has called it a mega fraud. So tonight, let's get more insights into what is looking like an unending battle in Ondo State chapter of the All Progressives Congress. I am joined by Comrade Akinlade Frank Abayomi, State Coordinator, Movement for Better Governance, Ondo State chapter, who joins us from our Abuja studio. And also Nelson Ekunjimi, rights activist, political affairs analyst, who joins us via Zoom. Gentlemen, good evening to you. Thank you for joining us on Politics Tonight. Right, comrade, let me start with you. We have a general idea about how easy it is for incumbents to get party tickets in Nigeria. And many thought it should have been an easy ride. But looks like even after this primary elections, the battle gets tougher. How do you assess the just concluded Ondo governorship primary election?
Thank you, moderator. Good evening, my viewers. My name is Comrade Akinlade Frank, the State Coordinator, Movement for Better Governance in Ondo State. The primary election, as said, that is recently concluded between the two contenders the party contender, which is APC and PDP. We are aware that Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa emerged as the winner in APC, and litigations, controversies, and also comes up. But to be honest with you, his nomination is natural. As in, it's a God willing. Even before his aspiring as an APC candidate, the former lead governor have already nominated him through his sentence. He has already said through his names, is due for him to go down for him and he can rise. So I believe it's prophetic. And anything that is prophetic, we believe is a natural. So I can only say little about that they should support his ambition and move Ondo State forward, provided he's been elected as the governor of Ondo State. That is as an issue of APC. Other people, other aspirants that are having a controversy or that have issues, court matters, I can only appeal on behalf of Ondo State to let peace reign in the party. They should join hands together and move the party forward. That is to my own, and that is all I can say about the nomination of Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa as a flag bearer of APC. Then let's come to issue of PDP. Hello?
All right, please go ahead. Let me allow you land to that thought.
Okay, let's come to issue of PDP in Ondo State, of where Honorable Alfred Agbola was the flag bearer of the party. I think I can say little too, but Honorable Alfred is not in a better position to occupy that slot. There are so many other candidates in the party that are capable, that are very popular, and they are very honest, which Ondo State can rely on if eventually they were elected as a governor of Ondo State. The position of the state presently did not need gamble. We need to be very optimistic and know where we are going when it comes to issue of politics. And that is what our foundation, our movement have been fighting for years. Even if anybody is coming to power, let it be a person that we have the love of the state in mind, not the love of his own personal pocket. Coming to the antecedents of Alfred Agbola when he was a deputy governor of Ondo State. His antecedent as a deputy governor is nothing to write home about. Even up to the present moment, he has never even changed. He has a lot of crimes committed within the country. Nobody to challenge him, nobody to ask him questions. I can mention 2 or 3 different types of crime he committed, and as a flag bearer of a political party in a state, which is uncalled for. When somebody that a state wants to entrust the power to can be found in forgery, can be found impersonating somebody to commit crimes in the society, can be found in treating people like animals, what do he have to show as a leader? But I am not surprised. He has never been a good follower from beginning. And if you are not a good follower, you can never be a good leader. So I don't see reason why he should be given that type of slot. This is a grave mistake made by People Democratic Party in Ondo State.
But comrade, don't you think that's left for the members of the PDP to determine? I mean, it's very interesting to hear you talk about the governorship candidates of the PDP this way when your house, I mean, the Ondo State chapter of the APC is not totally in order. But let me bring in Nelson Ekujibi. Good evening to you. First, let me have your assessment of Ondo State primary election. Any surprises?
No, absolutely not. With regards to the emergence of Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa, one had expected, the governor to have emerged, bearing in mind the factor of incumbency. And we should not lose sight of, the intrigues that trailed his emergence as the governor. You recollect that it was only after his immediate boss, that's the late Governor Rotimi Akeredolu, died, that he became governor. And there were all sorts of plots to stop him. And, it didn't work out. He's like he's a child of destiny. If you look at his name, I watched a video of the former governor. If you know the meaning of lucky, somebody who is lucky is blessed. Ori mi son means that my head has make me shine out. Then Ayeda Tiwa, the world is ours. So it's like he's a child of destiny. But be that as it may, you also not lose sight of the fact that the contest in APC was one of big heavyweights. You talk of a chief Olushola Oke, is a politician of repute in Ondo State. You talk of a Jimo Ibrahim, who is a serving senator representing Ondo South. So in the APC, the contest was very fierce. And I must tell you for free, we saw a large turnout of party members because the party adopted, the direct primaries. And the elections came, even before the primaries, we saw the name calling, the breakbacks, the campaign of calumny between candidates, and but fortunately enough, Governor Ayedatiwa emerged victorious, and the party's dispute resolution committee that some of the aspirants protested to upheld his victory. But even as at that, some of the contestants are still crying foul. It is natural when people lose in elections in this country. It's nothing new. I've been an election observer since 1999, and I can tell you for free, when politicians cry foul, any rational mind should introspect. Don't run with those allegations. I've been witness to elections where candidates in the morning will rain all sorts of abuses on the electoral umpire. Oh, I've been rigged. Oh, INEC has compromised. Security has done this. Voters are doing this. They are buying voters. And lo, at the end of the day, that same person that was crying foul emerged victorious in the evening with the same mouth.
Mr. Akunjimi, would you say the governor was indeed tactical in his approach, or the power incumbency played out here? Because, one of the prevalent stands out there is that the basis of this grouse is that Governor Ayedatiwa was picked by former Governor Akeredolu in the aftermath of Ajayi's defection to the PDP to reap the utmost benefit of what he didn't labor for. And, it became very acceptable to those who consider themselves as having labored to build the party.
Well, like I stated earlier on, that Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa is a child of destiny. There's a song by Commander Ebenezer Obey, a juju legend, a juju music legend. The song goes thus: Ibi talagbara gbe sise to se wahala, aro ti o le dide o asimari se. Meaning, where the strong, the brave is working very hard to make a living, the lame, the physically challenged is prospering. It's God that gives, success or wealth. It's not by might. That's why they say the race is not for the swift, but for those whom God has given the grace. So I think that is the lot of Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa in this situation. And looking at how he emerged, it's a mixture of so many factors. Don't forget, if you are a governor, a lot of persons are looking up to you for different types of favor. And the office of governor is not only physical, it's also spiritual. He's the #1 citizen of the state. So it comes with a lot of advantages. And those advantages, the governor was able to use it, for himself, and he emerged victorious. So that he emerged victorious and people are crying foul does not take anything from the fact that the man has been, proclaimed as the winner of the primaries of his party. Then talking about the PDP, we saw that they conducted, an indirect primary, and the former deputy governor of the state, Agbola Ajayi, emerged. If you look at the contestants that ran the race in PDP, they don't have as much political weight as the contestants that ran under the APC. That is why you see that the noise or the cries from the PDP is almost totally nil. But in the APC, it's still there. So, like I said earlier on, I remain on it. I've looked at the trajectory of Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa, and I can tell you for free, it's like, whom God has blessed, let no man curse.
So, Comrade Akinlade, let me come back to you. Last night I was speaking with National Chairman of the APC, I do apologize, the National Secretary of the APC, Senator Bashiru, who says the NWC has resolved this crisis. But there is Senator Jimoh Ibrahim, who has called that primary election a mega fraud. He has sued INEC, the APC, for not following its own guidelines. I mean, if other aspirants have sheathed their sword, what do you call this unrelenting effort by Senator Jimoh Ibrahim?
Thank you. All I can say about that is simple. If Barrister Jimoh Ibrahim decide not to relent his efforts by going further, I believe he may have his reasons. But to me personally, according to what I've said earlier on, Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa was destined to be in that position. He himself did not even plan for this, but I believe when God said, this is where you belong, you cannot change it. People in Ondo State can bear witness. Before Lucky Aiyedatiwa come to this point, he passed through so many things. But when destiny said, this is where you belong, you don't have your choice. So that is why I am appealing to all other contestants, all other aspirants. They should cooperate according to what the party wants, to support him, to support their party so that they move forward. There is nothing anybody can do about it. When God says yes, I believe nobody can say no. So that is what I can say concerning the candidature of Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa in APC. Governor, if you look at the aspirants in the APC, they comprise of important and weighted aspirants. It's there we see Barrister Jimoh Ibrahim. You see the likes of Barrister Olushola Oke and sort of them. These are the people that are grassroots politicians in the state. And if you look at it, all of them are contesting under this very party, of which Governor Aiyedatiwa is just, I can say, it's not as big in the politics in Ondo State as they are. But God said this is where he belongs. So it is the time, right time, everybody should accept fate and let the man go so that he can be focused. If eventually elected, he can be focused to drive the will of this state to the next level. So that is what I can say concerning APC. So I'm coming back to the other party, as I've said earlier on. I'm still maintaining it. There is still time, because nominating Barrister Alfred Agbola as the candidate of that party is dead on arrival. There is nothing he has to offer this state. Maybe the party can even be aware that they have so many criminal records in the state, of which I can mention few here. Presently, he has a case in Akure where he sent somebody to go and steal a car. The car is in state command now, the case is in the court. He refused to pay after several years. Even is denying, if not until when this person is said, mentioned that he's the one who sent him. Presently, he's impersonating his father-in-law, buying property, taking EFCC to court on somebody's property, a property that belongs to Sheikh Ziyadet Nigeria Limited. He has been living in this property at 14B Abimbola Okulaja since last year. He didn't pay. He refused to move out of the property. He's suing the EFCC in the name of his father-in-law, going to court. Kingsley Babatunde Abayomi, an 80-year-old man. Presently, the case is in court. EFCC aware that this is the position of him. They did nothing about it. They didn't call him for questioning. They didn't call him for arrest. Even the police department have invited him several times. He didn't show up to come and give a statement of impersonation. He forged the signature of the man. He's using it in the bank. He's using it in politics. And nothing this country did about it. If we could remember what recently during the interview of Chief Edwin Clark, all these politicians of today, they've forgotten where they started. The minute they come to power, they become something else. They forgot they started from the grass, as a nobody. Okay, now let me tell you, somebody that is impersonating people, taking what didn't belong to you, committed crimes here and there. How can we entrust the safety, the treasury, the future of a state into his hands? What will be the future of the common man in the state? This is what he has been. Even as I am talking, hello?
Comrade,
this is what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm with you.
Right, so these are unsubstantiated allegations.
Yes.
Do you have proof to back up this what you're saying, this accusation?
Yeah, of course, yes. Well, everything I'm saying here, even you can put call across to question me if I'm telling lies. You can, even the EFCC and the court can testify to what I'm saying. The EFCC in Lagos, the EFCC in Abuja here, they can testify. Even the statement of the 80-year-old man was taken by the police where he confessed that anybody found using his name to commit crime should be brought to book. The man wrote a statement and he said truly Barrister Agbola was his in-law, he married to her daughter, but he is never informed that he's using his name to commit crimes. Even the EFCC of today now, they are aware that this is what is happening. Today now, if we say somebody that is bearing that name should come out, I didn't say, I don't know, maybe tomorrow will come out that he is the person bearing that name. And the same person is contesting for a governor of a state, of an innocent state. I just don't know. Even the position of the party in Ondo State did not require the nomination of a person like Alfred Agbola when several important notable people are there. If you want to seek for justice, you want to seek for equality, you come with clean hands. Somebody who his hands are not clean cannot seek for justice, cannot seek for that. So
Comrade, I hear that. But let's quickly focus on the APC for now. There's a report out there, and I'd like you to confirm or negate that report. Can you confirm to us that, almost 2 weeks since this primary election, INEC is yet to append its seal, is yet to recognize the outcome of that election?
Come again?
So I said there's a report out there, and I would like you to react to it. Can you confirm to us that that almost 2 weeks since this primary election, INEC is yet to append its seal, is yet to recognize the outcome of the primary election? Is that true?
Is it in APC or in PDP?
APC, the Ondo State APC governorship primary.
The position of INEC in the election is very clear. And it has been announced by them that Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa duly won the election. And I don't know, maybe tomorrow any other thing can come out that can make them change what they have said. They collate the election, they announce the results, and that is what I know about their position in the election. And presently, the people that are going to court, the people that even cry foul, some of them have come back to say, okay, I've accepted fate. Let us move forward. But tomorrow, I don't know the position of INEC about the matter. Maybe what they said earlier on will be changed. I cannot say precisely. So that is that about the position of INEC on APC.
Mr. Akujimi, let me come to you. Looking at the array of candidates out there in Ondo State, do you think APC has what it takes to retain power in Ondo State? Mr. Akujimi, did you get my question? Mr. Akujimi, can you hear me? Looks like I'm finding it very hard to hear you. If you can hear me, I was asking about the candidates out there. Do you think APC has what it takes to retain power in Ondo State? All right. Let's take a break, and I will be right back. Please stay with Politics Tonight.
What is the question for? Okay. I heard you loud and clear. I thought you were talking to the other man in the studio over there. Well, I think I can hear you loud and clear. Can you hear me too?
All right. Yes, please go ahead, Mr. Nelson.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, please go ahead. I can hear you. Mr. Kujimi, if you can hear me, please go on. All right, comrade, let me come to you while...
If you can hear me, I can hear you loud and clear.
Yes, please go ahead.
In the courts of the APC.
Mr. Kujimi, you can go on.
Hello?
Please go ahead. I can hear you. All right, comrade, let me come to you. As we approach this election, what should candidates focus on? What is the most crucial areas of development in Ondo State that requires urgent attention?
Come again.
As we approach the election, what should the candidates focus on? What do you think is the most crucial areas of development in Ondo State that requires urgent attention?
In a coming election, what I can say that requires an urgent attention presently is that the party should endeavor to nominate a sellable candidate who can be able, who have capacity, who have a practical experience both politically and in populace, to be with people, to work for people, to move the state forward. If a party nominates a wrong candidate, even before election, that party has had the results in their hands. So, as the matter is that the two major contenders in the party, in the election, the coming election, is APC and PDP. The APC aspect, as I am saying, is cleared, and we, as a movement for better governance, we don't believe in political party. We believe in human being. Who are you? So if anybody, even irrespective of the political party that he comes out, will see capability, ability in him, we vote for him. So it's not the party you come out from that matters. It is the potential in you, what is imbibing you, the kind of spirit you have. So that is what matters. But immediately a party chooses a wrong candidate in an election, that is the end. But the PDP, as I am talking, I believe there is still time for them to investigate all this, what I'm saying, and call him to question. If what we are hearing, what I'm saying here tonight, is not like that, I am always free, I'm open to let everybody say with evidences. If what I'm saying about him here is wrong, it is not, the position of the party president did not require a person like him to be entrusted the future of his state into his hand. He's never, he hasn't has an immunity. He's doing all this. What about if you now get an immunity? What is the fate of common man in the state? What is what will be the state of the Ondo State Treasury? Where are we heading for? So I want to say publicly, and I want the whole state to quote me, all the whole Nigerians. Barrister Alfred Agbola is never a sellable candidate. He's never in a position of a person who a party, a big, giant party like PDP, can give a slot to be a governor candidate in Ondo State. I am from Ondo State, and I know what is happening there. It's not worth it. We have so many active and experienced politicians in that party. Even so many of them that are contested with, I don't know how they come up to let him be nominated as the party flag bearer. It's very, very uncalled for. It's very uncalled for. Somebody that is impersonating, somebody that is moving about with touts, humiliating innocent people in the state, stealing, doing a lot of wrong things in society. I believe I can only call the working committee of PDP to revisit that their primary and come up with somebody better. Somebody sellable, somebody that has a political good record. The antecedent of governor of Honorable Afed, right from the period was a deputy governor in police, nothing to write home about. He has never offered that state anything. If he has done anything for that state, he could come out and mention it. He has never offered that state anything. Nothing was benefit except crimes and other wrong things. So he's not capable. The party should come up with a sellable candidate. It's not money that matters, but somebody that the state can have confidence to rely on to move the state forward if eventually PDP is elected. So that is the position. That's my position and the position of my movement. We have sat down, we have said all this, and that is our position.
All right, it's very interesting because there are those who say this is somewhat coming from a politician trying to demarcate his opponents. What do you say to that?
Who? Come again?
I'm saying everything you've said now, because I've asked if you have proof to back this up. Do you have any documents here to back up all of this you're saying?
Before I pronounce this, I'm well read and lettered, and I want to tell you I'm a Nigerian. I have every evidence. If what I am saying here, I know one day this will get to him, let him go to court to come and challenge what I've said, if it is wrong.
All right.
Let him go to anywhere to challenge me and let me come up with all what I've said. My principle, because sometimes ago, Sheikh Ziyad is a very large company. I'm one of the directors. I'm the operation director in that company. All what I am saying, I have records. But my principle is somebody that is so quiet, is not into politics, not interested in politics. He believes in human being. And everything that God gave to him, he used it for humanity. In person of Mr. Ditu Oluwasegun, is the chairman, managing director, and chief executive officer of Sheikh Ziyad Nigeria Limited, and also the director of Showboy Motors. He can be able to testify to all this what I am saying. The property that we are saying in question, we have visited there for several times to evacuate in Norway. He's using a political power. He even put thugs and police to guide the place to chase people away. Imagine. So it's not. It is the court that can. Even the case in court here, if they didn't know, if they say, let Kingsley Babatunde Abayomi comes out today, he presented himself. He's Agbola Alfred that is not different from Kingsley Babatunde Abayomi. How can the person that is aspiring to become a state governor is impersonating an 80-year-old man? The man said publicly in his statement, in a video coverage, that he never aware of anything that he's doing with that name. He has been to Lagos last over 40 years. Imagine. So how can a person that is aspiring as a governor of a state can go to that length? What is he looking for?
All right, comrade, I hear that. I hear that. Comrade, Mr. Akujimi, are you back with us?
I'm back with you.
All right, so, I mean, back
Hope you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you now. So I was asking, if you look at the array of candidates out there in Ondo State, do you think APC has what it takes to retain power in Ondo State?
Absolutely. They stand a better chance than any of the other parties, as well as the candidates. And why do I say this? The governor of Ondo State today is Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa, and is the flag bearer of the APC. So, as we speak, from between now and November, when the elections will hold, he has the opportunity to sell his credentials, by delivering on the promises made by his predecessor, his immediate boss. He has the mantle thrust on him now to fulfill those dividends of democracy to the people. And in that way, unlike other candidates who will be saying, this is what I can do, Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa will be saying, this is what I have done. I can do more. This is other things I can do to improve on what I've already put on ground. So as we speak, Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa has a better chance because the people can test his capacity and capability right now. Those other candidates will be speaking from the position of promissory notes, but he will be speaking from the position of somebody who has been there and who knows what that office entails and who is performing. So he has his work cut out for him before the elections, because the elections will not be about the members of the APC. It's about the general voting public. So he has the opportunity to sell himself to the generality of the people of Ondo State, so that come November, the people will entrust their mandate in his custody.
All right, so before I go back to Comrade in Abuja, let's quickly talk about mode of primary elections. I mean, there are those who thought the mode of primary election, that mode of primary election was also an issue. But anyone would have thought that a direct mode of primary election is more transparent and should not, create any chaos. So I'm asking you now, can direct primaries enhance internal democracy in Nigerian political parties? Mr. Akujimi.
If you, based on what you have just asked, I can tell you for free that direct primaries is one of the best, if not the best, of the options. You know, we have direct primary, we have indirect, and we have consensus. And don't forget that the mode of primaries has also been amended in the 2022 Electoral Act as amended that was signed into law by former President Muhammadu Buhari. For the direct primaries, the beauty of the direct primaries is that the party members will have the opportunity of deciding who should represent their party, and not somebody who will be a delegate on their behalf, who will take decisions without consulting them. As members of the party, they have the opportunity of assessing all the aspirants in their party, unlike what happens when you have an indirect primary, where people have always come out to say, there was heavy monetary inducement. But in the direct primaries, how many members of the party can an aspirant induce monetarily or otherwise? So direct primary is one that deepens the democratic culture within the political party as well as within the democratic space. So for me, I think direct primaries is the best because it makes the party members have a sense of belonging in deciding who they want. And if who they want emerges, it will also ginger them, to come out on election day proper. Unlike if it was the other way around, definitely it will kill their morale. And, on election day, they might not turn up at the polling station. But if the candidate that they have all entrusted their mandate to represent their party emerges as the party flag bearer, that is also a way of, elevating the democratic spirit in party members and the society generally.
All right, but Mr. Akujimi, do you agree with those who say both mode of primary elections are susceptible to manipulation? Is that a fact?
No, there's no perfect mode of election. There's no activity that you undertake as a human being that is not vulnerable to people manipulating it. It's for those who are in charge of that process to put up the necessary mechanism that will limit the room for manipulation. I listened to one of the questions you asked the other man on the other hand about INEC. INEC role in party primaries is observer status. The party is the one that decides who the party candidates will be. And if INEC has come out to say we witnessed it, then I think it is in consonance with the law. Except if INEC cannot dictate the mode of primaries a party will adopt, because the party is the one that will present a candidate for elections and not INEC. So the news or the rumor we're having out there, I think I will implore the media to assess INEC and ask these questions, to get information from INEC rather than, submitting to this rumor mill of INEC saying they don't recognize. INEC don't have the power to recognize or derecognize a party primary. INEC rule is to say we were there or we were not there. The electoral does not give INEC the power to supervise it. It only gives INEC the power to observe it and make their reports. So it is the party or the courts that can determine who a party candidate will be at the end of the day or not INEC.
All right, so let me take you up on the concerns raised by some of the aspirants in Ondo State. How do you charge the leadership of the APC in resolving this issue?
Well, the role of the party as a whole, not only the leaders, is to talk to all gladiators, to see the party as one big family, that it profits everybody if the party goes into an election, as a united family. That division will be harmful to the interests of the party as well as the interests of those who are aggrieved. It is natural for people to be aggrieved, but the party leadership, as well as even the governor, the flag bearer, also has that responsibility to reach out to the other aspirants and to assure them that, look, this mandate is not my own mandate alone. It's a collective mandate. Whatever becomes of it, my success is your success, and the other way around. So I think the party has the responsibility to rally everybody and assure them of their interest, because politics is a game of interest. The party has that big role. Now, even those who say they are going to court, is within their democratic rights to challenge it. But you must recognize that in going to court, you go to court with facts, and those facts are facts that the court must be convinced beyond reasonable doubt. We saw in the last election where people went to court and said they have won everywhere. They won in most places. They won in some places. And under the electoral law, we have identifiable spots for elections. We have the polling units and the collation center. That is where elections take place, and that is where results are collated. There is nowhere in the electoral that is known as every place, all place, some places, most places. That is nebulous, and that is why you saw that the electoral tribunal judgment was unanimous, all the 7 justices. And when it got to the Supreme Court, you saw even one of the litigants, the case was dismissed under 1 minute, to show you how watery and irrelevant the petitions are.
Mr. Akujimi, I hear that. But in analyzing the APC's internal conflict resolution mechanisms, is it effective enough? I mean, for instance, you have the governor of Benue State and the secretary to government of the Federation, George Akume, fighting over the political structure of the states. I mean, you have aspirants resigning from APC in Ondo State as a result of the outcome of that primary election. You have party members in Kano State who wants the national chairman out. Is the internal conflict resolution mechanism effective enough?
Well, I think you must recognize that we live in interesting times now. When I was growing up as a young boy, I used to know that when you join a political party, you submit to the tenets of that party. Whatever interest you are coming with, you put it under the interest of the party collectively. But, we live in interesting times today where somebody joins a party and wants to become the governorship candidate of the party. And if he or she is not, nominated as the party or elected as the party flag bearer, he jumps ship in the afternoon, and if he loses in the other party, he jumps back to another party in the evening. So, it is natural that we are in interesting times that people are not disciplined to recognize that if my party is going for a battle, whatever interest I have must come under the party's umbrella. My personal interest must not, subsume the party's interest. But sadly, that is what we see. That is why you see people, because they have lost in the party primaries, they are resigning. If you are resigning and going on because maybe you are not satisfied with what has happened there, or you are joining another party, that is well and good. But if it's because of your own interest alone that it's either me or everybody perish, then I don't think that is good enough.
All right, comrade, let me come back to you. We're winding down, but why should the people of Ondo State vote for the APC? Comrade, are you there? Okay.
Come again.
All right, so I said, why should the people of Ondo State vote for the APC?
Firstly, the people of Ondo State, it is not the party that matters this time. We in Ondo State, formally we follow party. But with the previous things people in Ondo State have went through, it is now human being we follow. Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa, since when he take over from his boss, have been performing very well in that state. And according to the other speaker, he can use that as a yardstick to prove to the people of Ondo State his capability, what he can do more. That is different from the person that has nothing to show the people of Ondo State that this is what I have done before. He can be able to tell Ondo State people 2, 3, 4, 5 different new things that happen since when he come to the office after the death of the former governor. This is quite different. These are the things people can see. They can be able to see what he can do more. The person that can be able to point to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things that he has done. If that person tell you he has another 5 or 10 things to do, you won't doubt it. You cannot compare him with somebody who has nothing to offer, who has nothing in record, who has nothing to say about that. This is what I have achieved, even when I have a small office. This is what I have done, even in the local government where I come from. This is what I have contributed to the development of that state. So this time around, Ondo State people don't vote for party anymore. We vote for human being.
All right.
So if Governor Loki Ayedatewa have been able to do more in what he has been doing, Ondo State people will vote for him.
All right,
if he didn't change. So that is it.
All right, I guess we can end the show.
Coming to the other side.
Comrade.
I am using this medium. Are you there?
All right,
Are you with
in
me?
30 seconds, land your thoughts in 30 seconds, please.
Yeah, thank you. I am using this medium. We, as a movement, we are advising the body of PDP in Ondo State to go back to their drawing board and find something to do in respect of nominating.
Thank you so much, comrade.
There are so many other.
All right, thank you so much, comrade. That's our time on the program tonight. I mean, as the APC works assiduously to keep its house in order and stay united, the weeks and months ahead in the build-up to this election would be intriguing, and we'll be here to bring you more analysis as these events unfold. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us on the program. Nelson Ekujimi, rights activist and political affairs analyst, and comrade Akilade Frank Abayomi. Thank you, gentlemen. And thank you very much for watching. That marks the end of today's episode of Politics Tonight. But you can watch the repeat broadcast of this episode at midnight. Get in touch with us on our social media handles, Facebook, Instagram, and X at TVC News NG, using the hashtag Politics Tonight. Good night, everyone.
Bye, Mom.
He's going to play in this weather? Why did you let him go? He might fall ill.
And if he doesn't go out for practice, how will he win more trophies? To protect our family from illness-causing germs during the rainy season, we use Dettol soap every day.
Dettol with Germ Defense gives you protection. Raining season brings a lot of germs, and Dettol soap's Germ Defense protects you from up to 100 illness-causing germs.